I've thought carefully before I use these words. The danger ahead is utility, myopia, and arrogance. Truly, there are people who really go and don't believe the situation is as serious as it is. And we see this every day. The new CEO of Eskom said this to Parliament about a week ago, that really the problem is not nearly as bad as people make out. Well, you can be the decider. The other thing I'd like to say as a danger is at the utilities, executive inexperience and naivety. We have a new exco at Eskom, which is not very experienced. These are a whole new exco, about 10 Eskom executives with a long history at Eskom have left. And the new people have still got to get into the job, including the new acting CEO. As media, I see an increase in executive spinning the story. All kinds of strange excuses and reasons which really, if you're an analyst in the sector, you know are spin. Poor communication with public and customers. I see this growing at the moment. I'm going to give you some examples. And lastly, as this utility goes into defensive mode to protect itself and its reputation, we see a reduction in the utilities' operational transparency. So, this came out a few days ago. You know, in the media, for the last 5 years, since Brian Dames and Hilary Joffe and Paula Flaherty, we in the media, twice a week, we used to get a power system update, which tells us for each day of the week, what is the supply available, what is the demand, what is the level of planned outages, and what is the level of unplanned breakdowns for every day of the week. This is what's happened to these system status bulletins as the new CEO goes into defensive mode. Please note that the bi-weekly system status bulletin has been discontinued. Status bulletin number 346, issued on the 21st of May, was the last one. In order to ensure that we keep the media and our stakeholders informed, we've now been issuing general power system alerts on a regular basis. These are the ones you get in the morning that says, risk of load shedding low. And then the one in the afternoon says, load shedding stage 1. And then 6 o'clock it says, load shedding stage 2. That's all you get. That, I'm afraid, is an example of this growing lack of transparency as a result of defensive behavior. This is a bit more alarming if you're technical, and I hope you can see it. The red graph is electricity demand week by week. On the horizontal axis is the week number, from 1 to 52. And the red graph is 2015, and the yellow graph is 2014. And can you see what's happening to demand for electricity? It's going down, much lower than last year. And if you look in the bottom right-hand corner there, you'll see that in 2015, peak demand for the year, in 2011, was 36,000 megawatts. In 2012, it was 35,500. 2013, it was 34,900. 14 was 34,700. And year to date, in 2015, is 31,000. That's what's happening for the demand for electricity. And that's because we can't supply it. It's also because the economy is being constrained. It's a sign of what's happening to the economy, because electricity consumption is a sign of manufacturing output. And this is what's declining. And you can see the graph. But the most important thing to tell you today is that it stops on week 21. No more updates. This used to be updated weekly. This is on the Eskom website. It's called the Eskom Generation Medium-Term Adequacy Report. and it stops on week 21. It's the week that starts on the 21st and ends on the 25th, Friday the 25th of May. And after that, we're in the dark in terms of information. But you know why they're not telling us? Because they're busy cutting back on maintenance right now and deferring it. Because there isn't enough gap to do planned maintenance. And we're not being told that.